Welcome to another Nintendo Switch video on the channel. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button for everything Nintendo Switch if you are new to the channel. If you're not, then I'd just like to thank you for clicking onto this video and taking time out of your day. Definitely do appreciate it. So over the last few days, I have been listing some of my predictions for the Switch presentation, which will be happening on the 12th of January for you guys in America, the 13th for people living in Europe like myself. And I listed two theories for the launch lineup of the Switch. So one theory that I had was that the Switch was going to be released on Mario Day on the 10th of March. Now we've got another rumour coming from Laura Kate Dale that for Europeans it will be coming out on the 17th of March. So maybe, I've said this before in that video I made last week, but maybe the Switch will come out on the 10th for you guys in America and the 17th for people living in Europe. For the record, I really hope that doesn't happen. I hope there isn't a week gap. But going into my theory, so the Switch could launch on the 10th of March, and on that day 3D Mario will launch as well. It makes sense if that does happen. So if they did launch the Switch on Mario Day, it will make sense if they had 3D Mario on that day as well. They could make it a big thing. Oh, on Mario Day, pick up the Switch with the brand new Mario game. I could definitely see it happening. But I know a lot of people are saying right now, what about Zelda Breath of the Wild? That game is finished pretty much. I had a theory that it could come out in the summer, so maybe August time or July, August, maybe possibly September time. So yeah, I kind of didn't believe that rumour just because I've always thought that Breath of the Wild would come out on day one, and I thought that 3D Mario would come out a little later than that. I can't see Breath of the Wild and 3D Mario coming out on the same day. That is just, I think that's just stupid if that did happen. They should definitely space them out. So I thought that maybe Breath of the Wild would come out day one, and maybe 3D Mario would come out later on in the year, maybe this time next year. I didn't really believe that theory that I did have. I will go into that, like that sort of stuff in my predictions video, but I'm kind of starting to believe that theory even more just because Emily Rogers on Twitter had this to say about that theory. I wouldn't be surprised if 3D Mario ends up being a day one launch title for Switch instead of Zelda. That's not to say that Zelda won't or can't be a launch window title, but 3D Mario was much further along in development than anyone thinks. This isn't speculation, I'm basing this off things I've been hearing for 3 to 4 months now. 3D Mario sounds like it is practically finished. So I definitely do believe that 3D Mario is close. I definitely do believe that it is practically finished, just because the 3D Mario team, I guess the last game that they worked on was Super Mario 3D World back in 2013. And then you got Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, which came out a year later for people living in America. It came out at the start of 2015 for people living in Europe. But maybe they could have had a part of the Super Mario 3D World team like left behind to work on Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, but the main part moved on to make this brand new 3D Mario game for the Switch. Now a lot of people were expecting that the 3D Mario game wouldn't come out until after E3 based on what Miyamoto had to say last year. He said that we will see the next 3D Mario game at E3 2017 at the earliest. I kind of don't trust what Miyamoto has to say, just because he said that the Switch was unique. Oh, we're not going to reveal this Switch yet just because we've got a brand new concept. We don't want competitors to steal the main Switch idea. Well, the Switch concept isn't necessarily unique. You do have concepts out there that are very similar to the Switch. So I kind of don't really trust what Miyamoto comes out with anymore. So I think we will definitely see 3D Mario at the January presentation. I definitely think that will happen. Will it be a launch title? Who knows? It sounds like it is very, very likely. I know a lot of people though will be mad if Breath of the Wild won't come out at launch. And like I said earlier, I can't see Breath of the Wild launching the same day as 3D Mario. They'll definitely space that out. But maybe you could have a situation where 3D Mario comes out in March and then Breath of the Wild will come out after E3, or maybe before it, maybe at the start of June. Maybe that could happen. But then again, what would come out in the holiday period? Would they save a Splatoon game for that period? Or maybe they could launch a Pokemon game. We had that rumour from MCV that a Pokemon game would launch in the first 6 months of the Switch. So maybe that is their big holiday 2017 title. So yeah, it's just an interesting theory. Like I said, I don't necessarily believe that theory 100% yet, but put it this way, I'm starting to believe that theory even more than what I did before, based on what Emily Rogers had to say. And I think Emily Rogers is trustworthy. I know a lot of people don't trust her, but she did get a lot of stuff about the Switch right before it did get revealed, and she got Paper Mario spot on before it got revealed for the Wii U as well. So I think she is reliable, I think she is trustworthy, and I can definitely see this happening. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below, but that is not everything that I need to cover in this video, just because Tantalus, the people that did make or did port Twilight Princess HD for the Wii U, have said that they are going to be developing for the Switch. Maybe they could be the people that are porting some of the Wii U games over to the Switch, and this goes in nicely to what Emily Rogers had to say about the Mario Kart and the Splatoon ports for the Switch as well. The line between port and new game feels blurred with Mario Kart and Splatoon Switch. Mario Kart Switch sounds way better than Mario Kart 8 on Wii U. You can't call them sequels because half of the content is old. You can't call them ports because half of the content is new. Now, if this did happen, then for me it would feel a lot better than them just, you know, straight up porting the Wii U version over to the Switch. It would feel a lot less of a slap in the face for loyal fans that did pick up a Wii U and did pick up Mario Kart 8 and Splatoon. So I definitely feel like this would be a positive thing if this did happen, and I would be a massive fan of that. If this did happen, I would be prepared to go out and pick up those ports if they had more than, if half of the game was the old content but you got the other half which is pretty much a brand new game, then I'll be totally on board with that. So yeah, I'm hoping this rumour does turn out to be true. So let me know your thoughts about anything that I've talked about in the comment section below. I probably might actually turn that little question that I put in there, or Switch ports, a slap in the face to loyal fans. I might actually separate that into a separate video just to round up my thoughts on the whole idea of Wii U ports. I do have more ideas for Wii U ports, including Super Smash Bros., which I did actually record that video back in May, believe it or not. So I will actually upload that video and you will hear me talk about Super Smash Bros. Nintendo NX instead of Switch, but I still feel the same way about the stuff that I want to see in a Smash port for the Switch, so I'm not going to re-record that video even though it is old. And I do have my ideas for a Pokemon Tournament port as well, which I will talk about soon on the channel. But that is it for this video. Don't forget to leave me your thoughts about everything that I've talked about in the comment section below. But until next time, I'm out of here for now. Goodbye. Actually, before the end of this video, I did actually record a Q&A episode where I did talk about the Switch launch games, and in that video I said that I don't believe that 3D Mario would come out at launch. Now that video was recorded before this stuff from Emily Rogers came out, so I just thought I'll update you on that, and I probably will upload that video later today if not tomorrow, so make sure you're looking out for that. where we'll talk about some of the things that I want to see at launch for the Switch. But yeah, this is actually the end of this video, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.